Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I'm a little bit late because I had to take care of my dog. Last time I made her wait till I was done before I fed her, and that wasn't very nice of me. So today I wanted to make sure I took care of her. All right. So we're going to make tonight a DSP panel card. This is one of the easiest cards to make when you're having a time crunch, or if you are trying to use up DSP, or really anytime that you need a quick card. This definitely is a quick card. So the bundle that we're going to use is called Adventurous Sky. It is a new bundle in our catalog, 24 to 25 new catalog. Pardon my mess of pages at the bottom. I spilled coffee on my book. So I haven't had a chance to replace it yet because it's got the spiral bounding and stuff, so I got to take it back to Staples. But we're going to use this collection tonight. We're going to use the DSP, the stamp set, and the dies. When I saw this set, I knew I had to have it, and I love the samples. They are all kinds of range of samples, from beginner to intermediate to more complex. This is great. This one here even uses this Nested Essentials dies, and they've cut patchwork and pieced it back together. So really nice, great set for any kind of masculine or military, anyone you need a card for. The DSP is called Take to the Sky, and it comes 12 by 12 and it has these nice patterns. I love the clouds. And some geometric designs and mapping. It's great for scrapbooking. It also has these pieces of where you can cut them out as tags. They're already got lines on them. This one's kind of chopped off, but this paper here is great for scrapbooking. So what we're going to do tonight is I've got my sample card here. Oh, and I am Kathy Schmitt. I'm the backyard stamper. Almost forgot to tell you who I was. And I am an independent demonstrator in Loudon, New Hampshire, the USA. So this is a piece of Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow is one of the coordinating colors in the designer paper. The other colors are Boho Blue, Copper Clay, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Smoky Slate. And what I'm going to do is I've got two pieces of, this piece here is 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. Then I've got two pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white. One will be for the inside and one will be for the outside. So I'm going to set the inside one aside. I'm going to set my Mossy Meadow layer aside for a moment. And so for my panels, I've got 3 pieces. These are all cut the same. It is 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. So I wanted the clouds in the middle, so I'm going to do it like that, and this over here. So it's skinny margins all the way around and in between. So I'm going to start. It's good to use the liquid glue on this so that you have a little bit of wiggle room when you're moving. Hi, Kim. Thanks for stopping by tonight. I know you're really busy, so thank you for coming on. And my friend Kim is the one who inspired me to do these panel cards. So thanks for the inspiration, Kim, the papered chef. All right, so I've got one side done. I'm going to do the other side. And if you keep the skinny margins, it's pretty hard to not line them up at the top. But honestly, if it's off a little bit, it's not going to matter. This piece here, I cut at the wrong size, so I scotch taped it across the back. And because that's going to be where my doodad goes, no one will ever know except you guys. Hi, Janet. Thanks for coming on. All right, so I've got, and here is the base of my panel card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this right to my Mossy Meadow. All right. Sometimes if you want to set something aside while it's setting up, just go ahead and put one of your blocks on top of it and it will hold it down for you. Okay, so now for these two pieces, this is a piece of boho blue, and it's just a scrap, 4 1/4 wide by 1 1/2 tall, and copper clay is 1 3/4 inch. So they're just scraps because I want to die cut. Look at all these great stamps in here. I love that. Love it, love it. Okay, so I want to die cut this piece and my propeller. So I'll take those out. This stamp set, by the way, is a red rubber stamp set, which I love. I think it really stamps images cleaner than the photopolymer, although I love the photopolymer for sentiments so you can see when they line up. So I am going to go ahead and die cut that out, the base of the aircraft or the body of the aircraft in the boho blue, and then my copper clay piece on for the biplane part. And when you die cut, remember that you put together your sandwiches as the base plate 1, base plate 2, thin die adapter. This is plate number 3, and then I have another plate 3 that I've marked top plate only. And I went ahead and die cut those ahead of time for you, so they are right here. I've got that one, and my little biplane part, and I should have one more propeller here somewhere. Let's see. Maybe it fell on the floor. I will look and see if I can find it. Otherwise, we're going to go with one propeller for now. It's so much easier than bringing out the Big Boss. So I've got these pieces just like that. Set those aside. I'm going to put my dies away so I don't lose them. Put my propeller in there because I might have to cut another one later on. All right, so now let's put this together. So I just need to take your pick tool and poke out the rest of these little pieces here that didn't quite get poked out. All right, that's nice and solid now. I'm taking a look on my floor for the other half of the propeller, just in case. All right, so I thought about using the adhesive sheets, but when you put it on, you really have a lot that is not covered by the aircraft or attached to the aircraft. So I decided I didn't want to do that. I think I can do it with just the liquid glue. So let me get my gluing mat right here. And I guess that was okay in the camera, just checking. I'm going to strategically place some glue, just a little bit. Nothing up here, because you can see it's not attached up there. Just a little bit on the tail, and a smidge here. That should be it. That's all I need for the glue. So let me put it like that. I see another little piece that didn't pop out. There we go. There. And just look at your tail piece and the nose. And that's it for that. Let me grab a block. I'm going to just go ahead and put that like that while it's drying. Let's do our little happy birthday banner, which I have a gazillion, and I really mean that, of these skinny little pieces. I've got them in one of the old clamshell cases that we had. So I'm just going to take out, and these come from whenever you are trimming your inside pieces down, you always end up with a strip. So I save until my box gets full, and then I start throwing out. So let me put the cover back on that. So I'm going to use my Memento Black and the happy birthday came from this set here. You could also make this a Father's Day card, which would be great. I'm going to make another one for my husband for Father's Day. I've already made my dad his card, but not from this set. And what I tell people is I always put the words on my block straight. So even if the label is a little off, they're on my block straight. So in this case, I did a little trimming on my sticker because it seemed like it was really on one side and not the other. So let me just test that. Make sure I got a clean image. That looks pretty good. There. Not too bad. All right, so then my favorite trick of all is to just flag on the diagonal. And we're going to pop that up. So let me get my dimensionals. Before I came on, I was making some extra samples of my DSP panel card. And in just 15 minutes, I made 2 different samples, which I'll show you in just a little bit. So I've got this all set to go. This is good. So let's go ahead and we're going to put dimensionals on this. It's real easy because none of them show, so you don't have to be too worried about your placement. I am going to just make sure that a couple of them go on there, straddling the copper clay and the boho, and I'm going to cut one in half and put it up here. And I've got one without the backing on, so I just want to make sure I grab that. Oh, it's the other half of this one. Okay, so that's pretty good. Maybe I'll do just another little one for down on the wheel. And the other side wants one too. All right, so I've got my plain dimensionaled And I put one more here. All right, so we just got back from our vacation. We went away for the weekend, and I had planted my garden before I left. And you know, it's still early here in New Hampshire for gardening, so we don't typically get that hot of weather at the end of May. But apparently we did the week I was gone, or the weekend I was gone. And we got back, and I jumped out of the car. I didn't even help my husband unpack the car and ran for the hose. All my plants were like, mwah. So got some water on them, and they all seemed to come back. So now I went to go put this on here, and I thought, I don't really like that it's blue and blue. So then this die set also has some clouds. So I took some clouds, and I'm thinking, well, the plane can be going in the clouds. And you know, I didn't like that either. So then I did a white circle in the center. And I thought, well, geez, that covers up all my nice paper. So I said, self, what are you going to do? And I had in my stash some of this Lovely Layers vellum, which was on the clearance rack a while back. And there are 60 sheets of vellum in here, and some are patterns and some are solids. So I took one of the pattern pieces, and I took my 2 3/8 or 2 1/4 circle punch and punched out a circle. This is a great little hiding method. So even if my doodad wasn't going to cover up where I taped my paper, my vellum would. So that is just a good little trick when you need to cover up something. So I'm going to just put some glue there and put my vellum down. And I should have probably made sure it was in the middle, which it's pretty close, but okay. And then I already peeled these off, so I can go ahead and put my plane going up to the sky. Woo! So quick and easy. Let me take my backing off my happy birthday. And there you have it, a DSP card. So let's go ahead and do the inside. Oops, I got to put my propeller on. So I did put adhesive on here, the adhesive sheets, and then I realized most of the propeller is not attached, so I had to de-stickify that part. And so what is the best way is just put a little dab of glue, I mean a dot. If you can see it, it's enough. And I'm going to just go ahead and put that propeller right on there, just like that. Maybe it should only have one propeller. It kind of looks funny with the X in the middle, but I don't know. I'll put the other one on when I can find it. But let's do our inside piece. So we've got another piece of basic white. And what I did was I took one of the little planes from the stamp set, and see how crooked I put my sticker on the right way, but when I turned, see how, so this is what I do. I don't like having all the edges, the extra rubber there. And I am an oldie where we used to have to mount them on the wood blocks. So I just do a little bit of stamp surgery and cut off the excess rubber. And my sticker still shows what it is. Because if you don't have them close together, they can really pick up a lot of extra ink that you don't want. So I'm going to have my plane kind of going in the air, and my little pen saying, "You're the best," plain and simple. I love it. So that one I'm going to put straight on my block, and I'll test it on my scratch paper first. So bring back in my memento and do a little test. Oh, you know what? I want to do my plain and simple first. That looks pretty good. Did I get that straight? Not quite. Let me try it again. You can always flip things over because there's two sides to the paper. Let's see here if I can do this a little bit better. I think I'm going to go with my first side. All right. So then I'm going to just put my little airplanes flying. And that's a nice birthday card for a special someone in your life. So let's put that down with our Stampin' seal. There you go. Oops, I got a little smudgy. Sometimes you can take your sand eraser and get the little smudgies off. There. All right, so there's the panel card. What do you think? 2 propellers or 1? I don't really know. I'll have to look in the catalog and see what they do. Let's see. Oh, they only put 1 on. See, there it is, 1 and 1. So I think on my sample, I'm gonna take this bad boy right off. If I can. Maybe not. I'll do that after, so you don't have to see me. I'll snip it. You guys are probably hollering, stop, you're gonna wreck it. All right, one little side snipped off, and I'll just snip the other side. There. There we go. That looks good. All right, I wanted to show you a couple other examples of panel cards. Oh, first, let me show you some other samples from this stamp set. So this I got in a swap. This is from Stephanie Alton. And she did the same thing with the biplane, only she did a portrait card. And she basically just split 2 pieces of designer paper in half to showcase it. And this is a great way to use your designer paper strategically, because these are 3 5/8 by, well, you're going to get 12, at least 12 from each sheet of designer paper, maybe more. I'll have to do the math later. And then what she did with the cloud is, remember how I said I didn't really like that cloud because it looked funny? She took 2 clouds and flipped them. I mean, there you go. That would have been my circle. Have a cloud on the top and a cloud coming out of the bottom. So I should have looked at her sample before. And she only has 1 propeller too. And she uses the banner that this little plane can do on a slimline card. That would be great. And here's another card that I got from a team swap. And this is using one of those tags and some of the twine that comes in this bundle. Or collection, I mean. The collection comes with, I think it does. Wait a minute. I'm getting myself confused here. Let me just look one more time. Since I got that card done pretty quickly, let's just take a peek at what comes in the collection. Oh, no. I know what that twine is for another bundle. This one comes with these nice trinkets, which I didn't use on this card. But here's an example of one. So these can actually be flipped over either way. So, and there's another angle cut card. I love it. That's a great way to kind of straighten when it's crooked. And that's it for my airplane samples, but here's a panel card using the same measurements 1 5/8 by 3 3/4, 3 different panels. And I just took a square piece that I had in my stash and added tear and tape down the side and the bottom, and now I have a little Starbucks card in there to say thanks so much, this one's on me. So pretty cool. And this is a card I made a long time ago. I forget what this card is, but I followed my friend Kim and made this one for the 3 panels. And we used the Irresistible Blooms bundle to do that. So that's great. And here's one I just whipped up, literally. This is using all the in colors. I didn't finish putting, like, it should have some leaves or something on it. But you can see I had to reposition, and I ripped this whole green piece of paper. The designer paper is like totally ripped. So I'm going to tuck some leaves to cover up where it's a little bit of white is showing from my tearing, and some sprigs that way, and nobody will be the wiser. So that would be a good little kid card too. And they don't care if it's crooked or if there's some tape showing. They're just excited to get something in the mail. So before I go, let me just tell you about this awesome sale that we're having. So between June 5th and June 30th, we're having an extra 10% off of stamp and die bundles. So in our new book, this bundle that we use today is the Adventurous Sky bundle. It's on page 37. So you get 10% when you buy a bundle, the dies and the stamp set. You get 10% off the bundle price. So this one here normally would be $59, and then it's 10% as a bundle price, so $53. Well, this sale here, you get another 10% off the $53. So it's going to be around $47, $48. So that's almost, not quite 20%, but pretty close. So all the bundles in this catalog are on sale. The Birdhouse one, I showed this one last week. This one here, again, it's on the bundled price is $46.75, but you can take another $4.68 off. So that's a great deal. But the best deal of all is the die cutting machine. So let me see here. Where is that? Page 56. Okay. So our Stamp and Emboss machine, Stamp, Cut, and Emboss, is $130 for the Big Boss. So you're going to get $13 off of that, which will bring the price down to $117. Well, if you join my team, you can select up to $125 and pay only $99. So this is more than $125, so you can never put this in your starter kit. But it's on sale, which means that you can put it in your starter kit for $117. You'd still have $8 more to shop with, which would be like a package of gems, and then you don't pay shipping on it. So normally you would be paying $130 plus 11% shipping. So that's well over $140 total price, but you can get it for $99. The same with all of these bundles. The price here, that you're going to get the 10% off of the already 10% bundled price. So you're going to get the extra 10% to put in your shopping cart if you want to take advantage. And then again, you save another 11% on the shipping if you join my team in June before June 30th. So just a way to show how to take really good advantage of both our sales and our joining specials. So this is a great way to combine the sale with joining, which already is a great deal because you get $125 of product for $99 plus free shipping plus a paper pumpkin kit is a past paper pumpkin kit is included. So it's really a great deal any time of the year, but when you can put stuff in your starter kit for an additional 10% off or get the Big Boss in your starter kit, that's a win-win. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can email me at backyardstamper@gmail.com or visit my online store or my blog. You can sign up for my newsletter by going to my online store, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net, and you'll see to sign up for my newsletter on there, and then you'll be notified every time we have a sale or whenever there's stamping news or something fun to show you. So that's it. I will see you again next week, the same time, and I will have another great card to show you. So take care, have a great week, and thanks for coming by.